Anastasia's mate. After knight e7 check, black's king goes to h8. After queen takes h7 check, king takes on h7. And after king takes h7, rook delivers the Anastasia's mate on rook h1 check. Black's king has no square to go. The next mating pattern is called Greco's mate. In this position, after knight to g6 check, black is forced to capture the knight. H takes g6, and after rook to h1, checkmate. This mating pattern is called Greco's mate, wherein the bishop is guarding the escape square for black's king, and rook or queen, in other cases, delivers the checkmate. The next mating pattern is called Arabian mate. Arabian mate happens when the rook delivers the checkmate at the edge of the board, and the rook is being guarded by the knight, and the knight is also attacking the escape square for black's king. So after rook h7 checkmate, there's no escape square for black's king. The next mating pattern is called a hook mate. In this position, after rook to c8 check, king is forced to move to g7, and after rook to g8 checkmate. This pattern is the hook mate, wherein the knight is protecting the rook and also guarding the f7 square. The next mating pattern is called Vukovic's mate. In this position, after knight to f7 check, king to c8, knight to d6 check, the knight is protecting the rook, so the king is forced to move to d8, and after king to d8, here is the Vukovic's mate, rook to d7 checkmate. The knight is guarding the e8 square and the c8 square. The black king has no squares to go. The next mating pattern is called smothered mate. In this position, after knight to f7 check, black's king goes to g8, and then knight to h6, discovered attack and a double check. The queen is checking the king, and also the knight is checking the king. Black is forced to move to h8, otherwise if he moves to f8, it's checkmate on the next move. So king h8 is the next move, but after king h8, queen to g8 check, that forces the rook to capture the queen, and after that, the knight delivers the smothered mate, knight to f7 checkmate. The next mating pattern is called suffocation mate. This pattern is similar to smothered mate, but the difference is that black doesn't have a pawn on the h7 square, but instead white has a bishop along this diagonal that is attacking that particular square. So the maneuver is the same with the smothered mate. Knight to f7 check, king to g8, knight to h6 check, king to h8, queen to g8 check, rook takes g8, and now knight f7 checkmate. The king is suffocated. The next mating pattern is called corner mate. After knight to f7 checkmate, the king on the corner cannot escape because the G file is being guarded by this rook. So the king is actually cornered on this h8 square, and after knight to f7, the knight delivers the corner mate. The next mating pattern is called Morpheus mate. After rook takes g7 check, king goes to h8, rook takes f7 check, discovered attack, king goes to g8. After rook to g7 check, king goes to h8, rook to g5 check, rook goes to f6 to cover the king, and after bishop takes f6, checkmate. This mating pattern is called Morpheus mate. The next mating pattern is called Pillsbury's mate. In this position, after rook takes g7 check, king goes to h8. After rook to g8 check, that forces the king to capture because of the double check. King takes g8, and after rook to g1, checkmate. That's the Pillsbury's mate. The next mating pattern is called Opera mate. In this position, after queen takes h7 check, the king is forced to take on h7, and after rook to h3 check, black's king is forced to move to g8, and after that, the rook delivers the opera mate, rook to h8, checkmate. The next mating pattern is called Reti's mate. In this position, after bishop to d8, checkmate. The bishop is being protected by the rook on d1, and black's king has no squares to go because it is being surrounded by its own pieces. The next mating pattern is called Lolly's mate. In this position, rook f8 check forces the king to take the rook, and after rook takes f8, queen to f7 is checkmate, and this mating pattern is called Lolly's mate.